Hey there! Ever feel like your English sentences are just a little bit plain? Well, you're in the right place. We're going to talk about a few small but super powerful words that explain how often you do something. Let's jump right in.
So you might say, I get up at 7. And hey, that's a perfectly good sentence. But it's missing something, isn't it? Does that happen every single day? Just on weekdays? Maybe only when you feel like it? We're kind of left guessing.
And that's exactly what we're going to do in this explainer. We're going to learn the simple words that add this crucial detail. It's what takes your sentences from just okay to sounding really, really natural. Okay, so the words we're talking about are called adverbs of frequency. And honestly, the easiest way to think about them is on a scale. From something you do 100% of the time all the way down to absolute zero. Let's break that down. So check this out. At the very top, 100%, we have always. I always brush my teeth at night. You never miss. Step down just a bit and you get usually. Then there's often. Right in the middle, a 50-50 chance is sometimes. Way down near the bottom, for things you almost don't do, is hardly ever. And at absolute zero, that's never. I never work on weekends. To make it even simpler, you can just boil it down to these three key points. You've got always at the top, sometimes smack in the middle, and never way down at the bottom. This is a really great way to visualize the whole concept. Okay, so you know the words now, but here's the million-dollar question. Where do they actually go in a sentence? This is probably the most important part to get right, and it all boils down to what kind of verb you're using. So here's the key. For almost all your normal verbs, things like eat, work, play, the adverb comes before the verb. But for that one special verb, to be, so am, is, or are, the adverb actually hops to the other side and comes after it. Let's see what that looks like. All right, look at this. We have the verb eat. That's a normal verb, right? So our rule says the adverb always goes right before it. I always eat. Simple as that. Now, let's flip it. Here, the verb is, which is a form of to be. So what happens? The adverb always goes after it. He is always happy. See how that's the total opposite of the last example? That's the rule in action. All right, we've got the words and we've got the placement rule down. So let's put it all together and build some real, useful sentences that you can actually start using today. For positive sentences, it's pretty straightforward. I usually get up at 7. But, and this is a big one, you've got to remember that classic present simple rule, the third person S. If your subject is he, she, or it, the verb needs an S. So it's she always gets up and he never watches TV. So many people forget this, so getting it right will make you sound fantastic. Now, let's talk about one really special case, the word never. This one can be a little tricky, because never already means not ever. It's already negative, and that means you absolutely do not use another negative word like don't or doesn't in the same sentence. The process is actually super simple. Just start with a positive version of the idea. She eats fish. Then, all you do is pop never and right before the verb. She never eats fish. That's it. You're done. No doesn't necessary. And here is exactly what not to do. She doesn't never eat fish. That's what we call a double negative, and it's a no-go in standard English. Just remember, never is strong enough to do all the negative work by itself. Okay, so we know how to make statements, but what if you want to ask someone about their routine? How do you actually form that question? It's easy. The magic phrase you need is how often. You just stick that at the very beginning of your question. For example, how often do you go to the cinema? And the answer can use one of our new adverbs. I sometimes go on Fridays. Those one-word adverbs are fantastic. They're the foundation. But if you want to be even more specific and sound even more advanced, there are a bunch of other phrases you can use too. Phrases like once a week, twice a month, or every day let you be so precise. But watch out, the placement rule is different here. Unlike always or often, these longer phrases almost always go at the very end of the sentence. For example, I go to the gym twice a week. So, after all that, what's the one thing you'd absolutely have to remember? It's this. Always look at your verb first. Is it a normal verb or is it the verb to be? Once you know that, you know exactly where to place your adverb. That is the golden rule. And that brings us to the end. But before you go, let's practice. Using what you just learned, answer this question. How often do you watch The Explainer? Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.